Beep bop poop bop cola. All right, so we good?
Yeah, we're good. Oh,
All right.
do we get the
So
screw attack in this game?
yes, you do. Also, hello everybody. We're back, and if you don't remember what we did last time, we killed Fantoon, one of the big four. So
Yeah.
now the ship's lights are on, and lots of things are available to us. So we're gonna do some exploring.
You know what's gonna be good? If they add the N64 for like the online stuff, and they add Donkey Kong 64, we could definitely do that.
Oh hell yeah!
Um, I feel
Because this is the Nintendo 64. It's four-player stuff.
I don't think Donkey Kong 64 was multiplayer, was it?
No, it doesn't. Um, but because like I said, four-player stuff. That means like if we ever decide to do like
Mario
a
Party or Smash Brothers or F Zero, the actual
well,
multiplayer F Zero.
no, but I'm saying like if like we ever decide to do like another like single-player experience, but have like
Oh yeah, we could have three. We could have two other people join,
yeah.
and I think what would be cool about was that the coronavirus? I'm sorry. It looks
There's only
like.
one way to kill coronavirus: missiles.
Well,
Like,
man, if only we knew that ahead of time. But
yeah,
ooh,
but
you
then
got
if we
six
did, we'd be
energy.
dead. Anyways, good. But yeah, that'd be great. It's
I,
funny because like Anthony told me that since you guys were doing a session, and for me, I thought it was like, oh, you guys doing a recording? But no, it was
oh no, we
just
are doing recording.
oh, you did a recording. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did it at first, and then I said, yeah, I'm recording this, and he's like, oh. But he said, I didn't. I thought he knew and heard me, but he didn't. So, but we are doing recording. So,
Okay,
um,
cool.
what was I gonna say? Yeah, if we did, if it came down to Donkey Kong 64 online, I thought about something like each of us could take control of a different Kong or something.
Oh man, if it
Who?
can't come to that, then I could
Yeah.
always be the one to. But
What?
that'd be cool. Like to have you guys play it too.
Yeah. What Kong would you pick?
Well, obviously I go with my main man, DK.
I'd probably pick. I'd probably pick Diddy then. Um, it would be either Diddy or Chunky.
Well, remember, there'd be three of us, and there's five Kongs.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well, four actually, because four people. If
oh
we can get a
yeah,
fourth person. So, someone would play two, I guess.
uh,
You can do that if you want.
yeah, sure.
Um, but I definitely would like that. I wish I hope they do N64, or Game Boy Advance would be cool too. Because
Yeah,
with Game Boy Advance having the online function, you don't need you can just do the multiplayer stuff with that.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, honestly, like I would really hope that E3 brings a lot of good stuff from Nintendo. Also, speaking of Nintendo and summer projects, it's funny. Nintendo's gonna be at E3, but they're not gonna be a part of Summer Game Fest.
Well, I thought Summer Game Fest was kind of, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to it last year though.
Last year was like it was the best. It was the best we had. It was the best we had for like E3. Like it was like E3 light.
Yeah, it's probably because of complications.
But I guess apparently Nintendo's is too good. Is too good enough for you know.
The Summer Game Fest. It's run
Yeah.
by IGN, so I don't blame them.
Oh.
I mean, they're probably mad about the too much water.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Can't
but
get on there yet.
saying fact, since Nintendo isn't going to be at that event, I'd assume that means that we can expect everything to be dropped at E3 then.
All I know is that Nintendo has been in a lot of bad graces with not just
Their
the
games.
haters, but with its actual fans as well. Because
Yeah, they've been doing
there's
a
been a
lot.
lot of stuff that they've been teasing, but have been showing little to nothing of. So
Well, not just that, but there's a lot of things that they've just been lacking. Like they're like, look at the last games that we got on the online. Like when I first saw the online and when they said the Super Nintendo and NES, I was actually kind of excited because I was like, there's a lot of good games that we could play online. And yes, a lot of these games are there. There's still like a lot that they need to add that they haven't yet, and it's like, when are we gonna get, these games, Nintendo? Like, why do we keep getting Data East games?
yeah, exactly. Like what?
Well,
What?
I think Huz did say that they're pretty much a dead company, so when it went bankrupt, all the IPs are kind of just up for grabs, so anybody who wants to use them can. So Nintendo
Wait,
pretty much.
hey, who's Hudson? Twilight said they're a dead company. They're still doing pretty well.
Data East?
But, oh, Data. Oh, I thought you were talking about Nintendo.
No, Data East. You said Data East is a dead company, so all their IPs are up for grabs, and whoever wants to use them can. So, since no one ever bought them. So, Nintendo, I think, is just grabbing all of them since they're cheap, and it allows them to fill their thing with tons of games. I mean,
Hey
did you
Grant,
see...
hang on.
Hmm?
Hey Grant, before we continue, you know, I'm a little tired. I've done too much walking. Just gonna go let's just take a nice relaxation. Gonna let this guy walk me.
Was
Go
this
ahead.
race a bunch of birds?
Yeah.
Is he
I'm gonna-
destroying those things?
Yep. He's a fucking statue. But then,
Oh, we're going downstairs.
yeah, there was a secret stairs. Ah, okay, I had my walk. Now the main prize for defeating Phantoon is behind this door. But before we do that, there's stuff I gotta get over here.
Oh, what's... Oh, it's that thing. I was like, what is that?
Hey, this is like one of the many things of why I love Metroid games. It's just like you always, like, because you're traveling around the planet and that shit, and like you start out like weak and stuff, but as you progress, you can clearly feel just how strong you've been getting.
It's
It's that
kind
sense of feeling powerful and shit.
of like Mega Man X, really. Mega Man X is like that.
Yeah.
It's like well, I mostly take that from Ego Raptors, but Aaron's video on Mega Man. He's talking about Mega Man X, where
Oh yeah.
it's where he's like, you start out with Zero, he's just super powerful, beats this boss that like kills you, and you're just like, I want to be like that.
I want to be like that.
I want to shoot that too.
All right, here it is.
What's that?
Behold, the gravity suit. Say goodbye to the orange color because now
You're blue.
purple.
Oh, purple. Well, yeah, that would make sense. So this was just a palette swap then.
Can you take a guess on what I can do with this?
Jump really high.
Not really, no.
I don't know.
I can move freely in the water.
Oh.
Because, see, like, without the gravity... here, you know what? I can actually show you an example. So, this was my movement speed without the gravity suit in the water.
Oh.
Because, see, like, water's pretty heavy. But, now that I have the gravity suit, it'd be like I'm still moving in the air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And this is exactly what I need because of the place that I'm going to later. That's mostly water.
So I hear. Hold
Go
on.
on. Yes.
So you and Anthony finished Super Mario All Stars, and you did Kirby.
We finished Super Mario All Stars. We finished Super Mario World, and we just recently finished uh the game that you and him are playing.
What are you gonna do now?
We're gonna do the next Kirby game, Kirby
Dream
3.
Land 3. What about after
Yeah,
that?
we're thinking about doing Yoshi's Island. We're gonna do the same thing that we did last time with lost levels, where we basically just like take turns every death.
Well, there's a lot of games that I definitely could do with you guys as well on the
Yeah.
for here, since we got, well, 100 games, as Nintendo says.
Oh.
100 games, which 50 of them are absolute garbage. Well, there's games like Breath of Fire, which is an RPG, so I've never played Breath of Fire, so.
Yeah. Me
And
neither, actually.
and there's Ghosts and Goblins. Which, I don't know if I've.
I'm sure you would love to play that, and I'll watch.
Oh, I don't like that game. Well, Super Ghosts and Goblins isn't really that bad compared to the first one. Super Ghosts and Goblins is actually kind of easy compared to the first one.
I wouldn't know because I've never played it.
I've played the second one, only a little bit, but I know you can. I think you can get hit 3 times in that one, and you can regain your armor in that one. Where in the original one, it's much harder. 2 hits, and it's hard to regain your armor.
Oh.
But yeah, to be honest, as much as I kind of want some good games on the online, I'm actually more curious now to see what kind of crap games they're actually going to put on here, because I'm actually very curious how low they're going to go in terms of like shovelware.
You know, it's funny because I remember Kappa made a good point when he was talking about this. He's like, there was a guy on Twitter that said, "I'm glad that these obscure games are getting attention. That Nintendo is giving attention to these obscure games. I just wish they would quit it."
I mean, to be fair, some of these I never even heard of, so. But I mean, like,
I'm sure. Like, okay, look. Okay, you know what? I should probably say this in the video. You know, just to get this out there. I'm sure that there's someone out there in the world, someone out there who really is a fan of Spanky's Quest, like legitimately.
or hey, do you tough enough?
And if there is that one person, then I'll just say is you know what, good for you, more power to you. I'm glad you can find enjoyment for a game that no one can give a fuck about. I mean, your opinion is wrong, but hey, you know what? I'm just kidding.
Oh, you get dragged down.
That's what I get. What I get. But anyways, yeah, like I'm glad. And you know what? I'll say the same thing for people who like Sonic 06. And I would know this because you're friends with someone who like fucking actually does like Sonic 06.
Wait, who?
Hmm?
Wait, who am I friends with that like Sonic 06?
I believe his name was Speedy4 or whatever.
Wait, he likes Sonic 06? I thought he didn't like it.
I thought I could have sworn he did, or maybe I was just thinking.
He's doing a review of it. That's all.
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't see it, so I don't know if he liked it or not. Maybe I'll watch it. But no. But I don't know. I mean, here, you know, I'm gonna say this.
Huh?
I didn't hate Sonic 06 entirely, like all of its gameplay. The thing I hated the most was the intro level, which is for Sonic, where when you have the dash, you hit one little thing, nick it, you're dead. You have to start over. I did hate that. and I did hate the glitching and the fact that I fell through things. But let's be honest, I did that in Sonic Adventure as well. So, but the one thing I can appreciate for Sonic 06 is that it was the last game that allowed you to play as characters like Tails, Shadow, Knuckles, Silver, Rouge. After that, they stopped doing that. You no longer can do that anymore because they just keep making it Sonic.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, but we're in Meridia. This is the water mostly area of Planet Zavis. And this is where we'll be finding our the third guy of the Big Four, Dragon.
I thought you already killed 3 of them.
We killed Phantoon.
Oh, that's right, because Ridley's the final one, I forgot.
When we get to Dragon, you're gonna feel... her design is kind of...
Oh, it's a girl. How can you even tell?
Well, it's obvious because Dragon, because like, you know what? You'll see when we get there.
Okay. But no, as I was saying, like, for like some of these like really bad games, you know, I wouldn't really mind it too much if Nintendo like let's say like what they did last time, where they gave us. Yeah.
Hey, Grant, you're gonna cause property damage.
Oh. But like, you know, like how Nintendo, like, they gave us Donkey Kong Country 3, but they also gave us
yeah,
the Peacekeepers and Hey Punk You Tough Enough. So like, I wouldn't mind it if they gave us at least one good game among them, you know.
I would still love to know what could have possibly gone into whoever's idea was to put those games. Like, what was going into your mind when you thought, hey, you know what would be a good game to put into our thing? The Peacekeepers. Hey, dude, are you tough enough?
Spanky's Quest.
Spanky's Quest. Prehistoric Man.
Brawl Brothers.
I mean, dude, if they're gonna put in fucking Prehistoric Man, what's stopping them from putting
Cool Spot,
Rock, Plock,
freaking Cool Spot,
Chester Cheetah's Wild Quest,
Shaq Fu at this point.
Oh my, okay. If fucking Nintendo puts in the Wild, if they put in Shaq Fu in the thing, like, that's it. That's game over, man. Like, there's no beating them after that. Like, they would be that much of that much of mad lads. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna put in Shaq Fu. What of it?
It's like I said. Like, what's going through their heads was what's the cheapest thing that they can do, and that's it. But the thing is that I wouldn't be too. Like I said, I wouldn't be too mad if they at least, or well, not mad, but like disappointed if they at least added one good game, and then if at least one of them was good. I wouldn't mind then, because then there's like, oh, this is a good game. I can play this. Like, Joe and Mech is the closest we can get to it being good, I guess.
Something just feels just off about their selection of games. It's like
it does. It doesn't feel real.
It just feels like they're doing this just so people think. I feel like they added these games just so like people could like, just so like they can feel like people can get off their backs because like they've been complaining and saying like, when are you gonna update the list? When is the next game? What the fuck, Nintendo? And then like I was like, fine.
Well, the thing about that, the weird thing about that is like Nintendo still has their own games and IPs that they haven't added yet. They still have some of those left.
Those little buzzy beetles. So watch out if I hit one. Oh, mom woke up and she's mad.
Well,
But I
once you
needed
get to
her.
the next point, I'll probably end this.
Don't worry, there's a saving point
Swinging
close
around.
by. So I had to get my hands on this energy tank.
But
I
like,
needed the help. I needed the help of a mom, of an angry mother, to get me that.
but you realize what was really funny about the Super Nintendo one is that they dropped pretty much all their best games in first party IP games on it like immediately when it came out. Like the only ones that they didn't have were Donkey Kong Country, Star Fox 2, and Super Punch Out
Mm-hmm.
and the Kirby games. After they released those, there isn't really many first party IPs from Nintendo left on the Super Nintendo. All they have left, I believe, is Earthbound and
Super Mario RPG,
well, that's made by Square Enix. I mean, games made by them.
but it's still a first party Mario game because
Well, yeah,
it's a first party IP because it's Mario.
yeah, but they have to ask Square Enix to release it though.
Uh,
I meant like games that they don't have to ask anybody to release.
oh yeah, you're right.
All they have left that they don't have that they could just add is Earthbound and Vegas Strike, which is literally just a gambling game about being at the casino. Those are the only two left, which kind of sucks. I mean,
I mean,
unless
like,
they add Mario Paint, which, if they do at this point,
yeah, because like at this point, like, what would be the point? And it's like no one, everyone already knows that we pretty much have everything that we could ever wanted on the Super Nintendo thing, but all we would be missing is Earthbound.
Chrono Trigger, Super Mario RPG, and
And then what else would people would want?
well, the only ones that I would probably say after that would be Final Fight and maybe the two Final Fantasies, but other than that, nothing else.
True.
I mean, like, there's like minor ones like the original Prince of Persia games that were on the Super Nintendo, but those will never happen. And we know that they'll never bring the Castlevania, Contra, or Mega Man or Street Fighter games because of the collections.
Oh,
So,
by the way, it's a good thing that you're saying that. Once I get to the next point, that you'll stop the recording there, because what I'm about to do before I continue is I'm gonna be doing a lot of looping because there's some items that's gonna require me to go grab them, then fall back into an area that I already was, loop around, come back there, fall into the next area, loop around, and then come back there and then continue. And we're not about to have that happen in one video.
yeah.
So luckily enough, the next saving point is just around the corner. So let me just take care of this guy. Pull this shit up. Boom. And the saving point should be down here. Yep, it's down here. Okay. We're getting close. And we are getting close to Meridian. Well, actually, we're already here. We're getting close to Dragon, is what I meant to say. But what will happen next? Well, we won't know because I'm gonna be doing something completely useless before I can actually go find Dragon. But stay tuned.
We'll be right back with
Right after these messages.
the prehistoric man.
And